But Marvel Rivals. We got a trailer for Loki, and the announcement of a new character and the official date for the closed alpha. The closed
Ooh.
alpha will take place May 10th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time until May 20th at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. 19 characters will be included: Black Panther, Doctor Strange, Groot, Hulk, Iron Man, Loki, Luna Snow, Magic, Magneto, Mantis, Namor, Penny Parker, Punisher, Rocket Raccoon, Star-Lord, Storm, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, and the newly announced Hela, um, daughter of
Oh.
Loki. Um, which in the movies she's his sister, but in the comics and Greek mythology, I mean Greek Norse mythology, she's his daughter.
Mm.
There will be three game modes: Convoy, Domination, and Convergence. I believe Convoy is kind of like the escort, like a vehicle. Domination, I'm pretty sure, is team deathmatch, and Convergence is like
Mm.
a King of the Hill. Um, Not the show.
I don't
Uh,
I don't understand why they didn't just call them what they are. You know what?
I mean, most games don't call them that outside of like Call of Duty and Battlefield.
Ah,
Like what is it? In Halo, Team Deathmatch is called Slayer. Um, and It will be three maps: Ysgard, Yggdrasil Path, Ysgard Royal Palace, and Tokyo 2099 Shin Shibuya. So it seems like there will be like different versions of different maps. Like there's Ysgard, and then there's like two different versions of that map, and then there's Tokyo 2099. And so far, they only have one version of that map. Um, but yeah,
mm.
the Loki trailer increased my excitement for this game exponentially because it looks really good. The stuff that they showed that he can do, he can like create a clone that can attack and like essentially work like a sentry, but he can also teleport to the clone. And in the trailer, they showed the Hulk like leaping towards him, and then he teleports to his clone, so the Hulk misses. But he leaves the clone behind, so the Hulk keeps attacking the clone while he attacks the Hulk from behind, which is really cool. And then he can
So,
also like turn invisible and like escape while leaving a clone behind so that the person attacking him doesn't know that he's disappeared and you could do a counterattack. And yeah, he could just do a lot of stuff with clones and it's very interesting. Um, this will probably be the first multiplayer game that I get obsessed with and spend an obscene amount of money on for skins because this game looks real cool. This is for sure going to be my Overwatch. I'm going to be obsessed. It looks real cool.
real, real.
Um, Definitely, we talked about it. Off podcast, but I was thinking of getting a gaming PC because I don't really need a full on PC. I need a laptop would be best for me because it's
Hmm.
like I'm not really playing games that require the highest of like settings. I'm gonna save those games for like my consoles. So
Right.
for games like this or like a bunch of indie games that I just haven't been able to play because they're only available on PC, the laptop will work best. So I'm currently trying to figure out like which laptop would be best. You said you were also thinking of getting a laptop to replace
Yeah.
your PC. Have you like done any
Yep.
research, figured out like any ones that you're looking at in particular?
Nope.
You
I
know,
think
no.
for me, like price is a
Yeah, for sure.
big thing. It's like I'm not even really worried about the specs either. As long as it can like run, because I don't play games with like super heavy specs. I'm
Mm.
not an Overwatch or like a League of I'm not an enjoyer of those kinds of games. If you can run Minecraft with shaders on it, that's enough for me, and that's what my current PC can do. So maybe something around those like that range.
Yeah.
And I paid. I'm definitely getting it secondhand because
Mm.
I didn't pay first hand prices for my first PC, and I'm definitely gonna do that for a lot.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But if DC were to do something like this, I would actually want it to be a battle royale. Um, So
Yeah.
there was a wrestling inspired melee focused battle royale called Rumbleverse
Hmm.
that had a lot of fighting game players getting into it because of how deep the mechanics were. And it was
Right.
unfortunately shut down because it wasn't making enough money, largely due to a lack of
Oh,
marketing by Epic Games, unfortunately.
lame.
And I think that if you combine that with if you combine the like Rumbleverse like melee combat and a little bit of it didn't have any type of like shooting in that game, but I feel like a decent game would need shooting for certain characters, like Green Arrow and stuff like that.
Right.
And you combine that with like the hero shooter genre and DC Comics characters, it could be dope. And the maps, because battle royales tend to have one map that changes, over time. The map could be like an amalgam of some of the most famous places in the DC universe. Combine Gotham and Metropolis and like War World and Apocalypse and New Genesis and all that. And Themyscira. That would be cool. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, Marvel Rivals looks cool. I'd love to see DC do something like this in the future.
Looks very cool. Very cool. DC should just make more games in general.
Yeah, I mean, they do. They just have been bad.
Well, yeah. Let me
They,
rephrase that. DC should make more good games.
yeah. Hopefully that Wonder Woman game by Monolith is good.
I have my fingers crossed because it's like, come on, y'all. Y'all are like 10 for 10 on bad games. Probably more than that even. There's probably some I don't even know about, but
I mean, they have mostly good games. It's just the last two that were really bad.
mm, Black Stain,
I mean,
Black
it's
Stain.
also they were only making Batman games forever. Even though they were good, it was only Batman, and it's like, please
True.
make
But now the
games with
market is
other
saturated.
characters. Please give me a Flash game, give me a Superman game, give me a Green Lantern game. Finally, get a Wonder Woman game.
See, when you said Flash game, I misheard you and thought you meant like Flash game in like the
That's
old
funny.
internet game sense, and I was like, oh, there's tons of them.
But yeah,
Very quickly realized it's not what you meant though.
yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't mind DC Flash games though. I think that would be funny.
because yeah, I'm like to win back the audience, they need to just make another good Batman game. But at the same time, I'm like,
Yeah.
if it was up to me, so you have WB Games made Gotham Knights, and Rocksteady made Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and
Right.
I would have Rocksteady take that version of Metropolis that they made, expand on it, and make a Superman game.
Mm.
And then I would have WB Montreal make a Teen Titans game, a 4-player co-op Teen Titans
Ooh.
game, because the thing about that is that you can only play 2-player in the open world co-op, but later
Right.
on as DLC they added like these arenas where you can play 4-player co-op and fight a bunch of enemies. So I think
Hmm.
that if you the game probably it will work better if you make a completely linear, no open areas, just a linear 4-player co-op superhero game, but Teen Titans, and you choose between, of course, the most popular team is the New Teen Titans that was adapted for the
Right.
2003 cartoon, but there were two members missing that were part of the New Teen Titans, and that's Kid Flash
Hmm.
and Wonder Girl. So I would have, of course, Robin, Beast Boy, Cyborg, Starfire, Raven, and then Kid Flash and Wonder Girl, and you can only choose four to play as.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And
I think it
then
would be fun.
I would also
Oh,
have a DLC where you play as the original Teen Titans with you still have the original was Robin, Wonder Girl, Kid Flash, Aqualad, and Speedy. So Aqualad and Speedy would be new, and then to add two more characters, like there are 7 characters in the main roster. I would add Bumblebee and Omen to add 2 more girls and
ooh.
to add some more diversity in terms of the power sets. Because Omen, I've talked about her before. She appears in the Power Girl comics. She basically Jean Grey, and Bumblebee is basically
Right.
the Wasp from Marvel, where she can shrink and like shoot lasers.
Right.
But yeah, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say it would also be fun to have like a Teen Titans, like a 4-player like style like beat 'em up game, like how they do the what is it, the Ninja Turtles
Hmm.
arcade games. I
Yeah,
think that would be really really fun.
you know, Marvel
We
needs
don't
to
get
hop on
enough of
that
those.
with the popularity of X-Men right now.
That's what I'm
Get
saying.
that same team to make an X-Men uh, beat 'em up. That'd be real fun
We just need more side-scrolling beat 'em ups.
for
I
sure.
really like that genre.
I really want to.
Streets of Rage,
Yeah,
come back to me.
I still need to play Streets of Rage 4 with my brother. Um, but yeah, I need a Power Rangers beat 'em up again. Like, give me more.
That
Give me
yeah.
more. But